Carl, you know what's actually really fun? John Williams actually did this score for our podcast, which is really cool.
Forgot he did that.
Yeah. No, it was a nice favor. We owed him one.
We owed him one.
We owed him one.
Yep.
Yeah.
The favor was because we had Zimmer wanted this, and we chose Williams.
We chose Williams. Zimmer was banging on the door, going, "Let me do it." All right, should we just play it now? My name's Oscar.
My name's Carl.
And
This is Who Would Watch This. For the record, I wanted Randy Newman, but he didn't want to touch this.
He kept calling us death threats. he kept sending them through, and I was not happy with it.
I think Randy Newman would be a really pleasant score for this podcast. Don't you reckon?
I would like him to be live in the corner and just kind of playing to our bits, and he's just got one note, and it's just bad. Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and try and figure out who would watch this, huh?
Why are you falling apart?
All
right. Today we're reviewing Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which currently has a 77% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 2.6 on Letterboxd, and a 6.2 on IMDb. Oscar, what is the plot?
In 1957, Indiana Jones becomes entangled in a Soviet plot to uncover the secrets behind the mysterious artifact known as the Crystal Skulls.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
Pretty on point to what the title of the movie is, I guess.
They just really just like, we've got some extra words, should we chuck it in the bio? Yeah, go on, that'll do.
They're well aware. They are well aware. Oscar, this is a big one. It feels.
Huge.
I
Yes.
think, this is a pretty famous movie.
Yes.
That I think people do not like. And it feels like so much now franchises will come out with a movie that people don't like.
Mm-hmm. Or like a legacy,
Not even like a legacy, but just like a follow-up that people are like, oh wow, this is like a bad movie in that franchise.
Yeah.
I feel like back in the day, franchises were like super consistent, like way more consistent than they are now in keeping their quality.
You normally get the first, you're like, that was a banger, keep it up. It's such a rarity. Like, I feel like Spider-Man came out and was like, that was great. 9 on IMDb. It's the greatest thing that's ever been made. We've been given nothing really, Carl. Nothing for so long.
We have. All right, Oscar, let's go back in time to before we had seen the movie and tried to figure out who would watch this.
Carl, Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, the fourth in the Indiana Jones universe. Couldn't think of a better way to say that.
I'm going to throw it out there. I love Indiana Jones.
Wow, nerd.
Love
You freaking
Indiana
love
Jones.
archaeology, you freaking nerd. Love brushing rocks, you freak. Get 'em, boys!
Nah, I always just wanted to be Short Round. I
Really?
adored Short Round. It shocks me they've never brought Short Round back for anything.
I think now they're kicking themselves.
Oh, they absolutely are. You know they are.
They
It's an
probably
Oscar-winning actor.
They must have been like, oh, fuck off. We're not getting Short Round. And they must have been sitting in everywhere, and gone, fuck. He would have been cheap to get as a cameo.
My entire life, I thought Temple of Doom was the best Indiana Jones movie because of how much I adored Short Round and wanted to be Short Round.
People are like, that's the iffy one, you know?
Yeah, when I rewatched these during COVID, I bought a big Lego set, got really drunk on lonely nights, and then put Indiana Jones movies on and built it.
Was it Indiana Jones Lego set? Or was it like...
No, it was actually James Bond. So it was a real conflicting franchise thing going on. And then I realized I think Last Crusade's the best one.
Is that the third one?
Yeah, the one with Sean Connery. The deed's been done. I nail it every time. What's your favorite Indiana Jones movie?
I think that one's fun. I think the first one's pretty fun.
Do you not like Temple of Doom?
I feel like I watched them all as a kid, and I don't really get the discourse around it. I'm like, they all blur together. The one big blob. Even this one.
What?
Well,
How dare
they're in a big temple doing stuff. I'm pretty sure Sean Connery's helping Short Round out. They're all big blob to me. However, I will say,
God.
and Carl, again, I'm gonna just tell you right now. I don't know if I've actually ever watched them, but I played the shit out of the Lego games. And I can tell you now, consistency-wise, they're pretty all good right now, honestly.
What's your favorite Lego one, though? If you have to pick one?
It's probably the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, Lego in the snow, you just don't get that,
They
huh?
go to the snow?
They go to the snow.
Is it called that? Indiana Jones and the Lego in snow?
No. They play the movies out beat for beat. but just
Oh,
the
okay.
first one when in the snow and the burning.
Oh yeah.
Oh, stunning.
A great movie, great moment in the actual movie too.
I simply won't watch it. But if it's made out of Lego, then it's that must be a big moment for cinema and Lego around the world.
I'm gonna throw out. I saw Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in cinemas as a kid. Controversial. Loved it. Thought it was great. I won't tell a lie. Over the years, I've liked it less and less. When I watched it last year, I thought, and that's where we'll leave it. That's where we'll leave it.
I don't really remember when I watched this. I remember everyone hating a lot of things. I remember everyone being angry.
As a
maybe
kid,
I got riled up as angry. I'm a 10-year-old like, oh yeah, man, I'm furious they did that to my character. Never played him, but the Lego movie.
as a kid, you don't realize there's outrage.
Yeah.
You're just like, it was really bright and vibrant.
Yeah.
And Indy was back. That was me as a kid. Was I picked on a lot as a child? No, I was the bully.
Yeah. Kept whipping kids, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
The movies taught me the recipe to the bully.
I'd actually roll like that boulder and chase them.
They called me Tubby. Instead, I used that power against them.
I'd be like Alfred Molina, you're gonna die in this one.
That's powerful.
How rogue of a
I don't even
reference
know. I don't
is
know
that?
what you're even referencing.
Alfred Molina's in the first one, and he dies in the opening when the boulder rolls.
There's one single podcast person going, huh, pretty good.
I think there's a lot of fans, a lot of loyal fans out there going, finally, somebody's calling out Alfred Molina.
Carl, who would watch Indiana Jones Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
Look, from memory, I think it skews young. From what I recall, maybe a young 12-year-old child. It's an adventurous film from what I can remember. We'll see. I've accidentally hit the 99% pure Oliveira soothing
I've been
gel.
telling you, don't you fucking touch my gels.
Why is it surrounded the microphone?
I put 5 gels there. Don't touch them. How about that?
Oh god, look at the size of the stapler. Long arm stapler. Okay, we're not gonna do a carrot top bit again. But yeah, I mean, obviously though, it's meant to be for Indiana Jones fans.
Yeah.
So who do you reckon it's for?
Well, I mean, if you play through all the Lego games and you're kind of like, man, I wish there was more material to go. I mean, maybe here's the thing. I think they did do a DLC of this. It did not get good reviews.
Did you not play the fourth one as a Lego game?
No, I think they released all. They must have been like, it must have been 2008. They went, we've got an Indiana Jones Lego game. They went, great. We've just made a new movie, and they shot themselves because fuck me dead. Imagine Shia LaBeouf in Lego form, huh? We missed out as a generation. We missed out as a society.
The dream is to see Cate Blanchett as a Lego with a bowl cut.
They got a Tar remake coming out for Lego, but
oh my
it's
god,
just,
Tar and Lego.
Oh, it's harrowing.
That'd be amazing. Where's that Triangle of Sadness Lego set? Huh? Am I right? Want to play? Want to choose what happens to the rich and the poor on that island? This audience doesn't care about Triangle of Sadness.
Carl, Indiana Jones, Crystal Skull. We've watched it. It's gonna be a bad one. I kind of loved it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's throw out.
Yeah.
The movie's got a big leg up. Steven Spielberg has directed it, so it is stunning.
Oh,
the camera work's amazing.
I just think we've been essentially put in a little rat pit, and we've had to watch all the rats for all these movies. And whenever you can't we watched some hideous things, and when Steven Spielberg's directing a thing, you're like, fuck me dead, what a treat.
The opening of the movie is easily the best thing we've seen on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I think we should stress that. I feel like our perception is we go into we're watching the shit, and people are like, this movie sucks. Like, yeah, but fuck, man, the camera moved a little bit. That's better than what we've been looking at.
The money's well spent, all the acting's good, the directing's really competent, scene to scene, everything's terrific. Are there problems with the movie? Yes. Yes, there are. But as a who would watch this movie, this is top tier quality.
Oh, yeah. Check it out.
Yeah. High recommend.
Yeah.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
It's why people come to this podcast. It's the up-to-date things. Guys, check out the 4th film that came out 15 years ago with one of the biggest actors in the world in a legacy franchise.
Oh, and
we'll
just
say
remember,
it's okay.
And remember, most people hate us. So we get this nice, beautiful opening
Yes.
through, where is it? Arizona?
I think Nevada.
Nevada, that's it, yeah. It looks great. I remember people have a real issue with like these gophers or whatever the
I remember that too. I
Yeah.
feel like we've watched the same YouTube video back in like
Yeah.
2009 of some nerd go. I mean, it's us now, but
The-
you know,
They're so non-existent though.
I feel like they were one. They were there twice.
There's 2 shots of them,
Yeah.
and they were like, Indiana Jones would never have an animal in it. And it's just like, I don't know, these little...
Just set dressing. They were like, oh, if we just filmed a hole, maybe put a badger in there, huh?
I
No,
know
a
they're
gopher.
CGI, but maybe they were just there.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe they just looked a bit waxy, you know? You ever seen maybe it fell in a candle?
Has anyone really seen a gopher?
No. That's just what they look like.
This could be what they look like.
We don't know.
Caddyshack's tainted everyone's idea of what a gopher looks like.
Well, that was a puppet. That was actually a cat in like a wig and just threw everyone, you know.
No, that was a golfer.
Oh, that's really funny.
Thank you.
Is that the joke in the movie?
No, but I feel like I set you up for it, and then I realized it was happening, and then you didn't take it, so I just took it for myself.
But I feel like Caddyshack should be using. Is there a gopher in the film?
Yeah, Bill Murray tries to blow up the gopher.
And there's golfers.
Yeah.
Do they jump on that joke?
I have not seen it in a long time, but I can confidently say they don't.
What a coward.
Haven't
Honestly.
seen Caddyshack 2, though. Maybe they wised up.
Maybe that's all it is. They really milked it dry, and we're going to a well that's been used.
They were in the screening room, and somebody's like, hey, we never made that connection. They were like, fuck, greenlight a sequel now.
Can we make it 3 minutes? That's all we need.
Can we put it before this one? Would it be weird if people watch Caddyshack 2 as a short, and then watch the first as a whole? Maybe.
Now we're in. So this is different to like all the other Indiana Jones. Normally they're set like sort of like World War II esque. There's Nazis about. They're now in the swinging 50s, Carl. I don't think people like this.
I actually quite like the setting of the 50s.
Yeah.
For him. I think the movie does a lot right in concept.
Yes.
Not so much in some of its execution, but I think a lot of its ideas are like 80% of the way there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I love it because George Lucas, I think I don't know what they're like. I'd love to be a fly on the wall because I think they're just old men just angrily talking about like their old properties and they hate them. But they were like, I think Steven Spielberg was like, I want to make it back to like the 40s, and George, that twisted fuck, was just like, nah, man, we're going to the future. We're going to the 50s. It's going to be greasers and be jocks and stuff. And they'll be driving cars. That twisted fuck.
Who would have foreseen cars in Indiana Jones's future? I mean, it makes sense he's here, right? Isn't this the right age for like Harrison Ford?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like he was like 45. They did not think they were going to get another one, and they didn't know they could de-age people yet. So they're like,
it is hilarious to me. A lot of the beats of this movie are, isn't Indiana Jones old now? And there's another one coming out in like 2 weeks' time. And it's been 15 more years.
just God is like, oh, you're a pile of bones now. Just like they've got to ramp it up. They've already established he's an old man. He's going to be like ancient in that one.
There's just bits where he's like swinging on something. He's like, oh, damn, I missed that. And I'm like, what are you going to be like now? He must be so upset. He's constantly brought back for franchises from like his early days.
Yeah.
They're like, come back for Blade Runner and Indiana Jones and Star Wars.
There was like, he had the best 3 years of his life, and everyone went, you're never moving past that. We're going to be milking you dry for years.
It's crazy how many great things he was in.
Yeah.
Really.
In like 3 years. In like 3 years.
It just like back to back, just hits and famous movies as well. Just what a star. Anyway, I think a lot of this is then deflated by Ray Winston from Cats.
Oh, wow. What a cameo.
We'll talk about it. He has an unhinged arc when you reflect on the movie.
I just like his arc. His arc's odd. I mean, I think the bit almost works, but then the ending really just...
It's weird. It's a weird ending. We'll get to it when we get to it.
Yeah.
He sounds like How I Mock You.
Go on then.
Oh, Oscar, what we got ourselves into now?
It's like listening to a mirror. Him and Indiana Jones are, they've been trapped by... Now, these aren't Nazis, they're communists, right? Okay, so they're in like the big storage facility from like all the other ones. and they're looking for a thing.
Again, I think this is fun for them to open in what is the ending of the first movie.
Yes.
Which is like this was like a famous shot in cinema of them putting like the Ark of the Covenant into a warehouse. Fun for it to be here. They confirm it's like Area 51. They start throwing metal in the air and following it. I don't know if this makes sense.
I mean, I think this is why a lot of people really hate this movie, because it's kind of going into, and I feel like people are like, no, Indiana Jones was very serious. And essentially it's just a cartoon, really.
I mean, they're based on serials. Yeah.
I feel like people forgot that and went to the cinema, jaded and 45, went, this is not what I remember. And this is kind of the vibe.
I mean, there's like sequences from all the other ones where they get out of extreme circumstances in very silly like respects. I'm going to throw out there that I think it happens to the nth degree in this one. Like, I think the metal thing is totally fine, but then you follow it up with the nuke. And then that's followed up with like another... It's like, usually there was like one or two, and this movie I reckon's got 6 instances of like, wow.
That's a bit wacky.
That's a bit wacky. It does not bother me. I'll throw it out.
No, I feel like there's been so much people being like, that fridge nuke scene isn't the worst thing in cinema.
Isn't it crazy?
We spent 3 years of our life watching some of the worst film. That's fine. I'm happy with that. It said it was lead-lined. What more do you want?
Yeah. I just thought if specks of metal in the air can chase it.
Yeah.
Surely these lights are all, like, they would be like, where's the one that has like metal attracted
to it?
It is funny. There should be like 40 lights pointed at it.
I don't know why the magnet suddenly turned on and they're like, oh shit.
It's also just hilarious if you consider the idea that I like to imagine aliens gave us magnets.
Yeah, no, I've got no. You can magnetize a thing. I don't know what a magnet. I should know. We're in our 20s.
Should we look at your fridge?
No. I don't know. You can magnetize a thing. I don't know how you can do that.
Neither.
I think it would be magic in a sense, really.
I guess they are pointing out, aren't magnets nuts?
Yeah.
Do you reckon what they're doing?
In the writer's room playing with one, like, dude, we gotta put this in. These are mad. Oh, we not used these before.
I will throw out, so far, like 15 minutes in, whatever the opening is, everything like that, I'm having a great time.
I'm having fun.
I'm loving the villain. Cate Blanchett's coming in. She's camping it up.
She's camp as hell. And I think she's got enough good acting credits that, fuck it, this accent's fun.
But I agree.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, this is pretty much in vein with like how over the top everyone is in the first one.
Yeah, the Nazis are like comically evil to the point that like, I feel like now everyone's like, that's what they were like. It's like, surely not. Most of them were like monocles and scars, but Cate Blanchett is odd and it's fun.
Yeah.
I like her as a villain.
I assume she's given no direction and she was like, I'm having fun with this role. I will take no notes and I'm only going to be here for a week.
Yes.
Give me the silliest wig you can
Give
find.
me a sword. Give me a sword. Give me a sword.
I'll keep threatening to use it, then use it once later. That's it though. In fact, it can be magnetized towards the skull at one stage, and I'll push it away like an erection. Did that stand out to you as weird when she did that?
Now you said it, now it does. Before I was like, oh, it's a magnetized sword. More than you... Oh, God, look at the cock in that pants.
Oh, I mean, I just...
Sprung to life it has with it. Maybe that's... Oh, that's Steven Spielberg. He knows how to use an item, a prop. That's a big cock.
He's great with props. He's so good at it.
He's the carrot top of the directors, really.
He is. I mean, as soon as she did that, I wrote down big erection energy. That's just where we are. And it's a blink if you miss it. But if you miss it, you'll be lost the rest of the film.
It's pivotal information that she's got a hard-on for this thing.
She does.
Other than that,
it's what she wants.
The dialogue does not give you any indication or any motives. It's just...
Who knows what she's saying? Her accent is out there.
But you get the gist. She's kind of like snaps and people shoot at people. You're like, I'm sure she was like, could you shoot them, please?
I flat out forget she's in this. I think she's a pretty forgettable villain. She does very little and then just sort of fades away.
Yeah, no, she doesn't do much. It's mainly, she's got like a big Russian man as a friend.
Yeah, I think he leaves more of an impact than she does.
I remember this.
I'm frightened by him as a kid. Like, anyway, look, he escapes. Ray Winston, his friend, turns on him.
Yeah, so he's double-crossed him once.
He's double-crossed him once.
Yes.
Well, remember this, there's a count.
Yeah.
There's a count. They strap themselves to a big old rocket.
Yes.
Shoots him out of there.
Yeah, it's like a rocket testing thing.
Yeah.
And they go flying, the Russian and Indiana Jones. Then they get to the Nuketown.
Yeah. I think the Nuketown... Look, what bothers me about the Nuketown is not... I know people were really annoyed that they were like, oh, a nuke would have killed him, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. I think what frustrates me, and will continue to frustrate me with elements throughout the rest of this movie, is how inconsequential so many scenes are.
Yes.
This Nuketown scene, if it's cut from the movie, nothing changes.
No, I think it's just I don't know what, I think they were like, oh, we need to stress that this is the 50s. I think they wanted that iconography of the Nuketown.
It's also amazing aesthetically.
Yeah, I love
like,
a Nuketown
him
aesthetic.
walking around like, I can understand in concept like Indiana Jones in a Nuketown.
Yeah.
Awesome. Him looking at the big mushroom cloud, sick.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But it amounts to nothing, and in the end is just without purpose.
Yeah, I mean, the rocket, he could just fly away. It's not needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if it had cut from when he got off the rocket to when he's getting brushed down by the FBI, nothing's lost, and you've saved a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of scenes like this where you go, oh, well, that didn't need to happen because nothing changed.
No, it doesn't really change. I mean, like, what we got? Indiana Jones, he wants to get the thing. And he gets, there's nothing really there.
Yeah, like, there's usually... I just find that, like... And I mean, this goes for any movie. It should be leaner than this. Like, at 2 hours...
Dare I say the runtime, they were just like, it probably should be 2 hours.
Look, it is... I quite enjoy the first half of the movie, and then I think its pacing goes out the window. And I think it's because of shit like this.
Yes.
And I think my biggest issue with the movie is it loses a lot of its fun.
Well, the first 40 minutes, I feel like they're really playing into like the 50s, like what's changed, the whole communism thing. And then they go, fuck it, we're just going to go to the jungle. We're dropping all that new stuff. You've seen it, seen the nuke. Don't worry, we pretty much might as well be in the 40s.
Yeah.
Which seems like a waste.
Yeah. Like, I would understand the scene would make sense if maybe, like, him having to use a lead-lined fridge came back again.
Yeah.
Or if some sort of knowledge about nukes came back, or if the ending of the movie was about nukes or something. It vaguely maybe plays into the theme of knowledge, which the movie has, like, a lot to do.
I think they forget that. I think that's a pretty lame ending. Better make it even lamer. Read a book, kids. How about that? That's your message.
So yeah, look, considering it's the most controversial part of the movie is the nuke.
Yeah.
It does not...
I think it's fun.
It's whatever.
Yeah,
like,
it's fine.
It's crazy people were upset about it.
I just think they're just... This is silly. It's like Star Wars. People are like, it's so good. And you watch it, and it's a bit camp.
Yeah.
It's a bit silly.
Well, the other thing that I'll also say straight off the bat is, which I know is the other thing people get annoyed about with this movie, I'm all for them doing aliens.
Oh yeah, no, go nuts.
Like,
I think the whole thing was people were like, it's historical myths.
No, I mean, if they meet...
The Knight
Jesus, kind of.
Yeah,
like
the Knight Templar. That's the third one. Everyone's like, that's the best one.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is in tone. I don't mind it.
I think it's in tone, and it's in keeping with the 50s. Like, it's like these alien stories were really big back then.
Yeah.
This was really big in film and TV. I mean, I just think it suits it.
I think so.
I don't love some of the execution of it, but I think it's like there.
It's fine. It's
yeah,
fine.
it's totally
I don't
fine.
think it's crazy.
The movie's not derailed to me because there's aliens.
Yeah. What do you want? Like, all the other ones have been like a chest that like skull. Is the second one the most like logic? No, that one's like a big cauldron.
No, they've all got like mythical, paranormal, or extreme things in them.
Yeah.
So far, the movie to me completely in tone with an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
And I think has the flair of all. That's the other reason I think I enjoyed this movie. They don't make movies like this now. They don't look like this or feel like this.
No. It feels like a big budget, and there's a bit of CGI, but they're also like, fuck it, we're going to build a big set. We're going to go to another country. Just a bit of fun. I think, and also, I don't get annoyed of Indiana Jones's quips. I think he's very funny. I think
that's why everyone loves Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
right? He's like it was the original quippy.
Yeah.
Like, isn't like Star-Lord sort of based off Indiana Jones?
Probably. I
in
feel like they've
Guardians?
all
a
taken-
lot of
yeah.
them are based off Indiana
Yeah.
Jones. All right, look, let's just skip ahead to when Shia LaBeouf enters the movie.
He enters in a big motorbike.
He
I
does.
remember also everyone hating him. I remember there was so many people like, this is the worst casting decision ever. He does okay. He's barely in it, really.
Yeah, he's satisfying like enough,
Yeah.
but it's not like he stands out or derails the film.
Yeah.
That's
I think he's
where
fine,
it is. Yeah, I think
really,
he's fine.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure him and Harrison Ford did not get along making it. And I think you can feel that they have no chemistry on screen.
No, and then I think they've done very well to be like, fuck it, how about just he's a bad father? And they go, that works tonally. Because that sort of makes it, then it gets a bit better, because then it's just him being angry at his son.
Yeah, I know. That is like the fun stuff in the movie. I think the movie comedy wise hits.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think it's like fun. Like it moves like in a fun way.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
think
a little
so.
bit.
I
Yeah,
think so.
It's a good time.
We get there, they're on a train, he's on a motorbike, he's like, hey man, there's a lot of exposition. I
Let's
don't
not
know.
indulge.
I don't even know what they're
Let's
saying. They're just like,
focus on-
there's a skull. What do you need to know?
Let's focus on Shia LaBeouf is a greaser.
Yes.
Right? They are at a cafe. Shia LaBeouf is obsessed with his comb and his hair.
Oh, like they all are, huh?
He dips it in somebody's Coca-Cola on another table, which is flat out one of the rudest things I've ever seen in a movie.
I think it's fine because immediately after a woman punches him in the face, and kind of that goes, you know what? That's you've given and take. That's fair enough.
I'm just saying, if I met somebody at random who did that in front of me, I would go, you're a bad person, and you're not joining me on whatever adventure I'm going
Do
on.
we think Shia LaBeouf has lice? And I'm just saying,
He absolutely would have lice.
yeah.
Absolutely would.
Imagine
that-
you're drinking a Coca-Cola and you drink a couple of lice, huh?
Imagine the screams from the lice that drowned when they were put into the...
You're sympathetic to the lice.
Sorry,
It's like,
yeah.
why kill them? They're nice. They
They're
were
having a-
living a good life on that greaser's head.
I mean, I bet it was a nice functioning little habitat for
Well,
them.
they've got material. They've got grease. They can use that in their, building supplies and whatnot.
Imagine I just thought it was rude and a weird way to set up a character we're meant to like the rest of the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we need to like
Did you
it.
notice it? Or am I
Yeah, he did do it. Yeah. I just remember the woman punching him. It's like, fuck you, bam! And then it starts a fight between jocks and greasers. There's little jokes here and there. I'm like, that's pretty good.
I mean, this car chase is really fun through the library. All
Yes.
the shots are cool.
Yeah.
This is good. I like this. This is
God,
great.
It's just, I feel like we've been cheated again. I feel like everyone's like, well, this movie's shit, and we're like, we've been living in shit for 3 years. This is pretty good.
It is. It's a good time.
Yeah.
So far, it's just a good time.
Yeah.
They make their way to a prison.
Yes.
This person's gone crazy, and I guess it's Shia LaBeouf's godfather.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't know why he likes him.
I don't know.
His name's Oxley.
Yeah, Oxley.
Oh, and also Shia LaBeouf's name is like Mutt.
Oh, it's Mutt Williams.
Look, you're never going to get the audience on your side with a character named Mutt.
Is it because they're like, oh, he hasn't have a father, so he's a dirty mutt, and then because he then gets his father, then he calls him
Henry, right?
Henry, yeah.
I mean, look, if anyone's going to have lice, it's someone
It's
named
a mutt.
It's a mutt.
mutt. Oh,
I'm surprised somebody didn't recoil. He's like, hey, my name's Mutt.
Ah.
Indiana Jones was like, oh, I wish I hadn't shook your hand.
the crazy guy in the cell, like, hey man, it's fine. They're popping around the place. They go to this prison. They go, hey, what's the go? He goes, go there, and then they do that, and they do the plane thing. You know, the plane thing.
The plane thing, how fun.
Oh, I love the plane thing. They do a little loop-de-loop on the map. Why do they do a loop-de-loop, huh? So many maps have loop-de-loops.
I don't know, Loop-de-Loop makes it fun.
It definitely makes it fun, and there's no critiquing it, but it happens a lot. Who was the first to do a loop-de-loop? And that was like, that's aesthetically pleasing.
I don't know. Whoever invented cursive, they were like, what if an L looks like a ribbon? Gasp.
We're gonna make kids so young make it do that, and straight up, they can't pass a grade if they can't do it.
They are going to work their way to a fucking license for a pen. And then what we're going to do? Teach them how to print. Print writing in high school. They don't even use a pen anymore. They use a keyboard.
Oh yeah, they're probably using their freaking iPhones. Am I right?
I love
I don't
using a
know what-
pen.
Yeah,
You on the pen side? Whenever I'm at work, I constantly have a fucking pen in my hand for some reason.
I've done pen notes. I write.
I forget you do that.
Yeah.
It is weird. We're not the same.
You were on the pen side before. And they go, oh, it's a bit weird.
I use an electronic pen to write down things on my iPhone.
Oh, imagine! I thought you had like a stylus, and straight up, that's the worst thing I could imagine. If you had a little stylus doing notes, we're done. We're done.
But then I would hit that button that says "turn it to text."
Such a stupid feature.
Oh, okay. So they're at the prison. They learn to go somewhere else. They go doing some grave robbing.
Yes.
You know, Mutt, Indiana Jones, they bond. Again, I think it's pointless. They find this skull, but they're immediately caught.
Yeah. I don't. It's a lot of.
It's not a real adventure. I mean, it's just somebody who's hot on their tails and they get caught.
They are hot on their tails at every turn.
Yeah.
They're kidnapped, and then they break out, and then they get out. I don't know. I feel like they're a bit more ahead of it.
But I think what throws me is that once they are caught here,
Yeah.
and they are taken to go and see Oxley, where they are is the country they're at the rest of the movie.
They're in
There's
Peru.
no more travel.
No.
There's no more event. Like, they're pretty much near their end destination.
Yeah.
And that's why I think the back half of the movie feels small, and I don't think the pacing's great here.
No, because what do we get? They get kidnapped for the first time.
Yeah.
Where are they? They're in a little tent. They
go to the tent.
Yes.
And we meet Ray Winstone. He's here again.
He's double crossed them. He's like, "Hey, you guys are scum, but maybe I'll join your side again." I don't know.
Who knows? Here's a hint. Whatever. Anyway, he sounds like Monty Mole.
He does. He gives big Monty Mole.
Big Monty Mole vibes.
Oh.
He wasn't in the new Super Mario Brothers movie.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked.
I waited that entire movie for Monty Mole.
I like you haven't played any Mario games really, but you played one Super Mario one and you're going, oh, that Monty Mole. Is he a titular character? He barely gets a mention.
Is he not a titular character?
Oh, he's so little. He's on like the first level, maybe level 6 on like a rocky mountain. But that's
really?
it.
I thought he was in between Luigi and Peaches in terms of popularity.
Sexually, yes, but not in terms of popularity.
Just seeing Monty Mole railed by Peaches.
Oh, he's getting railed by Peach. He's getting Monty Mold in the ass right now.
And you know who's in the corner? Donkey Kong. And he's just watching and tugging.
He's taking off his little tie. He's like...
That's all he has to remove. Let's get wild. Removes the tie. All right, so they're in this tent. I think this scene's shot really cool. These shadows.
Oh, he knows how to fuck it. I don't know what Steven Spielberg... He just loves a shadow. I feel like people on Twitter have lost their shit about that Fablemans one where he
yeah, right.
He's like, his father's a shadow. It's like, he's been doing this for years.
I think a real special part about movies that they don't do anymore is very artificial lighting. And I think it's ruined the magic of some of these movies. Like, I love... Back in the day, if it was a movie at night, it was really blue.
Yeah.
It's not blue at night. And movies are now like, we can do blacks really well. And I'm like, no, do blue. Do artificial. Like, it makes no sense these shadows are here and as big as they are.
Oh, no, I think they're motivated. They've got they're like, oh, there's shitty floodlight on the side. It looks pretty fucking stunning though, doesn't it?
It looks amazing, but Indiana Jones is sitting in a chair, barely able to open his eyes because it's so bright.
Oh, yeah, it was like, even though it's 2008, they kept the stuff from the 80s. That is a bulb and it's boiling. Half his face is melting like a candle. I do think it's funny because the shadow looks fantastic.
Oh, it's beautiful.
But he can't move an inch. He's like, what's going on? Stiffest neck you ever seen.
It's like you're only tied arms and legs. You can move your torso. Look.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of fun shadow play in here. And that's why I'm like, fuck, it's a bet this film. I feel like we're not treated as a very good blocking and directing in a lot of the films we do. What a treat.
It's just, but also I would say, I think when you, I love Steven Spielberg movies. I think when you see any of them, they're usually a treat. They're usually really well made.
Yeah.
And just, I think he knows what he's...
Bridge of Spies. I mean, it's up where they're with the best,
It's up there with, Hook.
You're a coward. It's the film that Schindler's List wants to be.
Now we also get to the next big reveal of the movie. Marion from the first movie's back.
Yes.
Now, you not being a huge fan, did this mean anything to you?
I squealed. Yeah, no, this was a massive moment for me. I went, wow, I can't believe she's back.
She would have been a little yellow figurine the last time you saw her, right?
No. Carl, don't you fucking mock me. They give them different skin tones. Don't be ridiculous.
Do they?
Yeah.
They're not all yellow like in the Lego movie?
No.
What
Don't
a
be
waste.
It's not a waste. It's perfect, okay?
No,
How
it's
about
flat
that?
out a waste. Okay, so let's look. The last time I watched these, I watched them like in succession.
Yeah.
And because I like the first one so much, and I actually think Marion's like one of the most interesting,
Oh, yeah, great.
like such an awesome character in the first one. I don't think this is the same character in the slightest. You might have gotten back the same actress.
No.
But this is not what the character was like.
I think it's just to glue Shia LaBeouf to Indiana Jones.
I think so too.
It's just like, look, they're related. I can prove it because I'm here too. And sort of like, it's pretty much just like, hey, we think you might not accept this. Here's like a bit of butter to smoothen it out.
How many over time?
38 minutes.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I agree. Like, I mean, I think it's fun to bring back somebody who's never returned from like these like very serialized movies.
Yeah,
like it's fun when they bring somebody back. But I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's the same character. She doesn't. They also don't give her anything to do.
No. She's just like, can you drive? Great, you're behind
She
the
drives for most of her part.
She does.
It's just driving.
And I don't remember her. She kind of fades into the background for the rest of it, really.
She doesn't. They give her nothing to do.
Oh, they get married at the end, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, that is a bit of a whiplash. Like, I don't think you seem like you guys are arguing for most of the film.
I wonder if she's going to be in the next one.
I don't know.
It'd be crazy if he's just like, I lost her and Mutt. On to another adventure.
I'm so keen to see what they're going to do about Shia. They're going to be like, didn't you have a kid? Yep. Died in a fire. Here's the photo.
It'll be the same thing they do with this movie where they're like, Sean Connery's dead, my best friend's dead, and there's Mutt dead. Short round pending. There's like a question mark.
They're just like, come on,
short round. Lost at sea.
Maybe we'll find him in the extended edition.
Why don't we wait till the end of the credits? I'll sit that there for later.
They just play a clip from everywhere. Like, there he is.
Just at the end of the movie, he's just like,
I'd
I'd
really
love
like
to do taxes and
you."
laundry with you. Indy cries. It's just, yeah, okay, so they then run away.
Yes.
They get caught in a sandpit.
Yeah.
We get a fun little sequence with a snake that is tentatively cruel.
It's funny because they're like, oh, we can't find a rope. Here's a snake. And he freaking hates snakes. And it's a bit like, pull them out. They then show you them pulling the snake out. I don't know if snakes have backs. This cunt is stretched.
I thought he was going to be
the nth degree.
double his length.
Double his length. And then Shia LaBeouf's like, what should I do with this raggedy snake? Just toss it? Okay. He just
hangs it at a branch in a tree, gets caught.
You can say I don't know if it's like real, but Shia LaBeouf kind of looks and went, was that okay? They're like, good. That snake deserved it. With a diva on set. He was a bitch. I hated him.
That was the snake from Anaconda.
It's odd.
It's odd. Like, I get the fun of like, oh, I really hate snakes. Now he has to touch one to save his life.
Don't show it from this angle. It's just the snake is so stiff.
They really hone onto it.
Yeah.
It's just what I don't know. I don't know if animals were harmed in the making of the movie, but I definitely know one died.
We've seen it. Oh yeah. It was tortured and then thrown aside.
I'm surprised Indy wasn't like, just behead it now and throw me the tail end.
Sure, kill the snake first. That's actually such a massive point.
Don't
Why
you
were they
reckon?
like, don't worry, a live snake, only good rope. Everyone knows a good rope moves.
I love the idea that Shia LaBeouf cares so much about animals. Like, Mutt is like, I could never harm a snake. Grab its neck
and pull hard.
Break it if you need to.
Don't let it snap though. I want him to feel all this. Don't give him
throw him at a tree. Put him back in his place.
So they've escaped again, and now
they're caught.
Yeah, they're caught.
That's what I mean. Where they're just like, what was they get caught immediately.
Yeah.
Oxley's like, I'm gonna go get help. Brings them. They're caught again. And then they're just like in this forest in a car.
It's a lot of set piece, and the set pieces are fun.
Yeah.
But it is just a lot of. Took you a while to get this goddamn skull thing, didn't it?
I think this car chase is like the ugliest of the set pieces. It's very CG
I
heavy.
feel like this was like such a time in like internet criticism where everyone's like, CGI is filthy, isn't it? It's the worst thing that ever happened to cinema. Still kind of that.
It's like
bad.
it has like a normal amount now.
Yeah.
Like if you look at this movie in comparison to say like
pretty
Ant-Man.
pretty bog standard.
But I mean, in terms of how a lot of the movie has such good sets and practical stuff,
Yeah.
this scene just really stands out as not suiting the rest of the movie.
No. It's pretty glossy. And it's fun because like some of the stuff's practical. You're like, oh, cool. You did drive it next to that tree, and they're like, don't worry, we'll CGI that bush though. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, shame. They also like it's to have this chase. Now I'm probably gonna get over critical.
That's what we do here.
So to have this chase, these people have a giant vehicle that chews trees to make a clearing. Who has made this? How'd they get it there? And why is it there?
I mean,
It's a bizarre conceit.
I don't feel like they use it, but here's the thing. I don't think the movie uses it that much, though. They're kind of like, we stopped it.
But they make all of the... This is the other... It feels very almost like Fast and Furious 6-esque. Where I'm like, how long is this a road that has been cleared? Because they travel down it for ages.
Oh, yeah, so long.
Such a long time. And then... this is I'm sorry. This is easily the most nitpicky thing ever, but... A boat is a car?
I was sort of like, I hope they give us a line sort of like, hey, they're recycling it, the anything to make a car. I don't know why. Because then it wouldn't be waterproof.
It's such
there's
forward
4 holes.
thinking. I don't know why it's there.
I don't know why it's there either. I don't know, because it doesn't look like it should be waterproof. There's 4 holes in it. The big wheels.
And it definitely doesn't have a back motor.
No.
When it falls into the water, Indy's like, reverse it. I was like, but it can't do that. It's like gripping anything with its wheels. It was just... In a movie that I know people get very upset about all the other things, the boat car's what frustrates me the most.
It's an odd... I don't know why they don't explain it in a line. It seems like they're just like, these are what cars look like. It's like, that's a boat. I know... The 50s were a different time, huh? Half of the cars and half of the boats, you know?
It's just odd.
It's an odd choice. It pays off because they're like, we do have to drive into the river. So, do you think they couldn't figure out a way to have a boat?
Oh, that's what I think is very much a script like.
Do you think they had that waterfall bit? Well, imagine they walked through 3 waterfalls. Pretty great. How do they get the boat? Ugh. It's a car. Does that work?
It's the car from earlier.
The waterfall bit's so good. We'll have to write it. We'll have to do it. Did the waterfall bit land for you?
It did when they did the wide of the third one, but the actual shot of the real waterfall, I went, everyone's dead. It's like the biggest waterfall in the world. And again, it's like this has no, like it doesn't matter if they did or did not do this. If you cut out the waterfall, nothing changes.
But Carl, you had that little 3 boat. It works.
It drops 3 times. What's Oxley talking about? Oh, I don't know, the waterfall. It's crazy. Indiana Jones has to look back at the one they fell down and go, 1.
Yeah.
Point at the one in front and go, 2.
What if it wasn't this? It's just like we found 2 waterfalls. We broke my neck. There's no third.
Just hilarious. They know there's a third and they crawl back into the boat anyway to then fall off a third time. Marion's sitting there in shock with the wheel.
Yeah.
Just... This is the other thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we skipped over. Shall we talk about the ants?
Oh, yeah. No, we need to talk about the ants. Sorry.
Yeah.
Before they get into... The reason they drive off a cliff to get into the water is because a bunch of deadly ants come out of the ground because they crash.
Yeah. This was the coolest thing to me as a kid.
I remember this. See, that's the thing. They all blur into one. I feel like the ants were a pretty iconic thing from one of them.
Yeah.
Surprised they were here.
Yeah.
I think it's scary.
Oh, they are scary.
Into his mouth.
Oh, when he is like... And taken away into that mound as well... Awesome.
Yeah, great
like,
stuff.
Terrified me. I thought it looked good. Like, sometimes the ants don't look great, but when they were covering his mouth and face, they looked great.
They look great, yeah.
Yeah. The way that they get off is they have to travel at a cliff. And they're like, Marion, don't drive off this cliff. And she goes, I've got it. Don't worry.
This was odd. Because they're getting shot at and they're like, I think we can just turn right. They're like, I've scoped it out. We're gonna... I don't know why this film... I get why, but it's a weird thing in the film going, what if she scoped it out? Like, there's water. Good.
How'd she scope it? Tell me how she fucking scoped
They
it.
makes a massive point of it. She drives past it, looks physically, gets her head out the boat, goes, "Yep, water down there. I'll use that later."
But it's not the water, it's how she uses a tree.
Oh, the tree's nuts.
The tree's nuts.
nuts.
I don't mind about her jumping off into the water. I don't know how she lands on that tree. The tree gently places them down into the water, flips itself back up, and kills 5 people on the cliff. Like, this is a magic tree. The tree and the boat car, biggest issues with the movie.
The tree is a communist. No, he's a capitalist. I
The
can tell
tree
you that now.
likes Ike.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
We've got 2 Ike references. Can't wait to knock it down with the ending.
Indiana Jones looks back at the tree and goes, "I like tree."
Yeah. It's a great play on I like Ike, huh?
Has to explain that to
What a
Mutt.
shit slogan. Is the joke that it was a bad slogan? Because it's a bad slogan.
I don't know.
I like Ike.
People liked Ike back then. I don't know what you can do about it. Can we also say that car chase sequence is so long, but if they had just stopped their car, things would be fine.
Because they're doing the classic, like, oh, I've got the skull now, I've got the skull now, I've got Shire, now I've got the skull, I've got the sword.
But there's one stage where I was like, if you all just stop driving, things are fine.
Yeah.
Like, everything else is moving. Shia LaBeouf gets, learns how to be one with monkeys.
Oh, yeah, and people hated that scene. And you know what? Give him something to do.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care. I do think it's hilarious how quickly he's like, I can do this.
The vines.
And then he beats the cars.
Sorry. The monkey bit people get angry at, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, because you get the best scene. Because then the monkeys attack Cate Blanchett, and she's like, fuck this. Pegs a monkey off a cliff, hats in a tree. Now that's cinema. That's cinema.
Again, trees are the heroes.
Oh, big heroes. It's kind of a fun gully tale, huh?
It is. This is I'm surprised James Cameron didn't make this. Alright, so they're towards the end. Let's face it.
They're
at the temple.
What do you call this? I kept running out of things. Is it a crypt? Is it like a dungeon?
It's a kingdom.
A kingdom.
Of the Crystal Skull.
Oh, that's clever. They
Also,
wrote down the title.
what's happened is Ray Winston's back on his side.
Yes, he's triple crossed them.
Yeah,
now.
he's a double agent.
Yes.
Or something. Sure. They get there. Ray Winstone's livid. He's like, where's all the fucking gold? He's like kicking bricks. He's like, this is shit.
It's great method. He's like, Ray, you're not getting paid for the movie. And he went off and they went, we put that on the screen, baby. You're getting a bar of gold for that performance.
It's like there's that scene earlier where he's in a car and he repeats maybe 30 times, you don't know him.
Yeah.
You don't know him. You don't know him.
Because he's coming, India's going to crash him. And the guy's like, I can get him. Ray, oh my god, you don't know him! Where the fuck's the bloody gold?
Ray Winstone is so bizarre in this movie. His whole arc is he is just going after whoever's going to get him his biggest payday.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones is like, you should be rich.
Yeah.
We've done so many adventures together. He goes, I've had bad luck on the cards, mate.
The ponies weren't paying out. I gotta do another gold. How much do you get for a gold neck? He must have had so many artifacts. Surely there's a lot of money in this. They said they did 20 missions together.
Oh, it's just... Imagine they give Ray Winstone a Disney Plus series. Don't you reckon?
Ray. Not to be confused with Ray.
What's his character's name?
Oh, it's not good.
It's also Mutt. His name should be Mutt.
No, it's Mac. It's Mac.
It's Mac and Mutt?
Mac and Mutt.
That's a show.
That's a show. Holy shit.
Mac, Mutt, and me.
Is it a sequel to You, Me, and Dupree? We don't know.
Maybe.
Or is it Indiana Jones spin-off?
Who knows? All the Dupree friend. Where's Matt Dillon? What a fool. I thought I was going to do Owen, but I did Matt Dillon.
Well, you really are a big Dupree fan. Really hit that niche.
Dupree was Owen, though.
What?
Matt Dillon was... And who
Owen
directed the
died?
movie?
The dog.
Yeah. Me. Marley. All right, so they're at the end.
They're at the end.
They get it. They get into the inside. It does the usual conceit that all of the Indiana Jones movies do, which is had he not joined the adventure, the villains would have died anyway.
Yeah.
Which I think is always fun.
I think it is
It's
fun.
funny because I think now, if that was in a movie, people would be annoyed.
What?
That it's like, oh, your hero wasn't pivotal to the actual downfall of the
Oh,
villains.
gotcha. Yeah,
But
yeah.
because it's just been established, and I think it was like really cool and original back when Raiders of the Lost Ark came out.
Yeah.
That it's fine they do that.
I don't think people notice. I think people are fine with that. I don't think people
You
are
reckon? Every movie, I think it's actually pretty cool. It's like the downfall of the villain is usually their own, what they're going after.
Yes. Which is a fun, like, it's pointless.
Yeah.
It's like fun.
Yeah.
But I think it's fine. I don't think people are like, oh, he was not needed. Like, it was fun to see him.
Yeah. I mean, just sometimes you watch a movie and you go, oh, that character didn't do anything by the end of the movie. But for some reason, Indiana Jones really
It's just got
confidently
that-
struts around it. It's
Yeah.
cool. Like I like this aspect of the movies. So they get inside.
Yes.
Cate Blanchett catches up with them.
Yeah.
Ray Winstone turns on Indiana Jones yet again.
Sorry, mate. The cards weren't good. Triple bluff. I've got you now,
I've
haven't
lost more money since finding the gold.
I signed up for a bad credit card. I could not. I like the stocks.
I gotta tell you, I don't care what happens from this point on. We're just gonna talk about Ray Winstone and his actions now.
I love this. Great.
So,
All right, let's just skip over Kate Winslet.
Here's the
Can we
thing.
skip over Kate Winslet?
The alien wakes up.
Yeah.
Ray is out of there collecting gold. Doesn't care.
This is so out of this world. He's like, fuck it. There's a couple of good gold cups here. A couple of coins that can go in my
necklace for me.
knapsack.
It was just crazy. He's like, it's all coming together. Back to the gold I go. He's collecting so much. He wastes like 10 minutes here because Ray Winstone dies at the end of the movie.
He dies in such a shoot. I don't know why no one talked about this. Can we skip Kate Winslet so we could talk about Ray Winston?
Kate Blanchett dies.
Yes,
right.
Because the skulls, they turn to like a big UFO and they give her knowledge.
And she asks, "I want to know everything." I don't know why you would ask that.
Yeah.
Just ask specific questions. Who killed JFK?
Yeah. Did that happen yet? 57?
I don't know, but she would know.
She would know.
She would, if anyone knows, it's her.
Maybe it happened at that moment. She's like, oh, well, now I need to know.
Is Jackie single? Could you make her single?
Yeah, that's how it happened.
The aliens are like, yeah, sure. They just curve a bullet from
Where's
Peru.
a grassy knoll? I need to go somewhere. Okay, let's get that bullet going.
Yeah, so everything's getting sucked up into the space between spaces. They
Yeah.
really don't want you to think they're from space. They're interdimensional beings.
Oh,
not
really?
Space beings.
I wrote down as a UFO. I just wrote
No,
a UFO.
it's from the space between spaces.
I did not listen to any of that.
But again, I was still pretty livid about the car boat thing. So the car boat thing's mine, like nuking the fridge.
Yeah.
I know people sold it, but the fucking car boat and then Ray Winston's storyline, I don't know.
He's like triple like threaded them. At this point now, they're running out to get out there. So Ray Winston's still gathering cups and gold. He falls. And it's not a big fall. It's
a nothing fall.
He trips and he's lying on the ground. Indiana Jones, like, this time, he's like, hey, grab my whip. Throws the whip. Ray Winstone does not has no energy. I don't know. He does not even bother. He's like, sorry, Indy, let me go. Another 12 seconds pass. He then slowly elevates. Why did he not get up? Why did he not
funny. He was ahead of them all. He trips, looks at Indy, down on the floor. Nothing's happened yet, and is like, guess it's the end of the road for me.
But it's not. I think because it's so weirdly paced, the lesson of like greed is not there. He should have got up and he should have got the gold.
It's just you sort of watching you go, I guess he's just a bit lazy.
That's what it is. I guess does greed lead to laziness? That's all we're meant to learn.
It's just funny. His life was he did 20 missions with Indiana Jones, lost a bad game of cards, crossed him, then uncrossed him, crossed him again, tried to get the gold.
Ignored aliens.
He ignored
that wasn't part of his life.
Imagine how many other things he's ignored from all those other. Indy keeps being like, "Oh, remember the time we defeated a Yeti?" And he's like, "I don't know, there were diamonds near."
Just sniff them out like truffles. That's why they call me not Mutt. I go on Mac. I'm a pig.
Mac, the piggy.
I keep eating all the gold. That's why I have no money.
It's crazy that by the end of it, he's just like, "I always loved you, Indy."
Oh,
like
God.
you're like, what are you doing here?
I don't really get his. It's like maybe like a sentimental moment. Like, didn't they have fun together on this mission? We didn't see it.
If Mac wasn't here, the plot again does not change. There's so many just things.
You know what? Even though you said that Indiana Jones, think about this: if he didn't lead them with the magnets at the start, they never would have. That would be a long time looking for all his boxes. So that's actually
it's
a
they could just look at where all of the lights are pointing at the magnet.
They get out, the whole thing like crumbles.
Yeah, they watch the UFO go up. I think this is like a blend of a miniature and a CGI because once the UFO goes, this turns into like a chasm of waterfalls, and it looks amazing.
It does look quite good. Like it's weird, the CGI it's like a weird balance.
Yeah.
I feel like people were so negative at the start. It's like any CGI use. It's like, oh, they kind of tried.
Yeah.
It's like a bit. Man, our standards are low, aren't they?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know. It's, yeah. Anyway, cut to a wedding.
Yeah.
This wedding is like, how many people? Like 20?
Yeah, 20.
In a little church. I gotta tell you, we are both in the midst of planning weddings. This looked so cheap and nice. I was like, oh God, look at, and then it's done. I was just watching and just be like, oh, imagine that. Just a handful of people, maybe a minister.
And a rented church, if that. No food.
No food. Once I exit the church, that's the day done. No reception, no party. Just
no kids even.
No.
We're just gonna go home.
Just
that's
like
the day.
The dream is me, my partner, and Mutt. That's it. That's
I
a dream
want
wedding.
Mutt at my wedding. Can Mutt get a little? I want him to pick up my hat, and I go, no, Mutt. That's my hat. That's my hat, Mutt.
Feels
down, boy.
It feels almost dicky of Steven Spielberg to tease Shia LaBeouf by getting his own franchise, and then go, now Harrison, take it away from him. Just yoink.
It is funny because it kind of goes, maybe he'll be the nope. And then it's like, even if I'm dead, bring out my corpse and string me along with a whip. Do it. That's Harrison Ford's wishes.
And that's the end of the movie. Credits come over Mutt's defeated face.
Oh,
I guess I'm not returning.
He's kind of kicking. Yeah, he's like chatting to Steven off camera. Like, Steven, what's going on? I thought I was gonna get the hat. It's kind of like Succession. Succession in the end credits. It's quite powerful. Shia LaBeouf nails it.
Was there a line through the hat, or was the hat underlined? We didn't know, so we decided to not let you be Indiana Jones. sorry, Mutt.
You're
sorry,
not getting
Shia.
paid. You're not getting paid.
Oh, that's the film. Oscar, who would watch Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
I was pleasantly surprised. I feel like check it out. I feel it's a recommendation. As a big star, we have never done that. I don't think. Maybe it once.
Many times.
What?
I feel like every 20 films we watch something where we go, this is great.
It was like, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's definitely the worst one of them all. But hey, maybe that new one might be bad. So it'll be interesting to see when this next one comes out, what they've like learned. Because I feel like there was so much backlash, and I feel like it probably hurts the writers and creators.
I'll be interested.
Oh, sorry, we didn't even talk about this. The writer wrote Da Vinci Code. It feels so much like that, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it
like
feels,
David Coop. Yeah,
it feels so like it's weird that it was inspired by Indiana Jones, and then now they're just doing Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'll do it.
What was I saying?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's the worst of the four. And it might get worse. It'd be interesting to see how the franchise does without Steven Spielberg.
Is he producing or anything?
He's
Is he touching-
producing.
I mean, it seems like George Lucas. Is he touching his little?
No, he sold this all with Star Wars to
Oh,
Disney.
gotcha.
He sold them
This was a
Lucasfilm.
bulk deal. I
Yeah.
thought they just sold Star Wars.
Yeah, because they got the
they got
Willow.
Indiana. They got in. Oh, what a steal!
Yeah.
They got Indiana Jones and Star Wars.
Yeah,
for $4
they
billion.
got sold Lucasfilm. They
For
didn't
$4
buy Star.
billion.
Yeah, they bought Lucasfilm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
I mean, nice.
yeah,
Good.
Yeah,
I'm
good.
keen. It'll be. I think my main thing I'm keen for is to see how like bitter the new one is, and how much like it's like real. It's been 15 years almost, but I still think the effect of this one's gonna hurt. This.
Yeah,
next one.
well, I mean, I'm just interested to see if it's like, hey, this is a really safe and stale film. Where they're just like, have they reduced Indiana Jones to any old blockbuster nowadays?
Yeah.
Or if they, because I think Kingdom of the Crystal Skull still has its
It
magic.
still captures it a little bit.
I
was
don't
sort
know
of
how
like-
it does it, but they really do it, and I
Yeah.
assume it's probably Spielberg.
Yeah.
So I don't. It'll be interesting to see how they do.
Yeah.
As for this movie, I don't know who would watch it. It seems like fans don't like it. I think it's a fine, fun Indiana
I
Jones
think it's
movie.
fine, yeah. I think if you're going off like, man, if you got like the 80s classics and then you're gonna go straight to this, you must be. I get why people were upset.
Yeah. Like, I don't love watching it. I think it has pacing issues. I think it's a little bit dull. I think there's some stuff in it I definitely don't like. But when it's done and I reflect on it, I do reflect positively on it.
Yeah,
if that
I
makes
was
sense.
surprised. I feel like we both went in and were like, this is famous bad movie, let's do it on the podcast. And quite frankly, I think we were overreacting.
Absolutely.
Who should watch this? How about you, huh? Self-reflect.
Yeah.
Check it out.
And Ray Winston fans.
Oh yeah, if you went straight from Cats to this, you're gonna love the Ray. There's a lot of Ray.
It's a lot of Ray.
Who would watch this? Ray. Huh?
Ray.
Ray.
Oscar, what are we reviewing next week?
Next week we're doing Sydney White.
Ooh!
I don't know the plot of it. Give me the
Neither.
gist.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
It was a listener request.
Oh, it
I've
was?
given zero look into
Next week we will find the email and shout you out.
it. If somebody hasn't written it in, rogue for us to just do it.
Somebody write in.
Somebody
asking
definitely wrote it in though.
Yeah.
We'll find the email.
We'll find the email. We'll be more prepared next week. We're doing it next week.
I assume it's to do with Snow White. Maybe it's set in Sydney.
Wow, I can't believe. Imagine Snow White on the Sydney Opera House.
And I know it's definitely got like Miley Cyrus or Amanda Bynes or somebody's the lead.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I feel like we probably should have. You know what? I'm just going to say it. We're doing it next week. I'm not going to fact check it.
We're tired. It's nearly 10 p.m.
I want to go to bed. I've got a little snoozeville, huh?
We've got things to do. Got a wedding to plan.
Oh.
Huh? Got a budget to reel in.
We've got a bride war situation going on. And
We
quite
do.
frankly, this podcast is like, we're covering it pretty well. We're in a bitter feud.
We
My
should
head's
do,
blue.
We should do bride. Yes, and I'm tan as all hell. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.